Hi everybody, welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels and you are now inside Northampton Wolves. I'm so happy that you guys are here on this beautiful day, May 20th. There goes Kate over to her assigned seat to take notes, answer questions, and keep me on track. So we had a very busy weekend here in Northampton. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, don't forget to say hi no matter how you're watching us so that we know everything is working. It was graduation at Smith, Mount Holyoke, and UMass, and it might even have been Hampshire College. I'm not positive about that, but that means that Northampton and many of the surrounding communities were filled with people, and much to our surprise, Russ and I went to walk the dog yesterday morning and chose to try to go around the upper pond at Mount Holyoke and ran smack into commencement exercises. So we tried to get out of there as fast as possible because it was crowded. So I didn't realize Mount Holyoke was graduating as well, but I knew about everybody else. But it means that there were lots and lots of people in town. And on top of graduation, there is reunion at both Smith and Mount Holyoke. And that always means for us that we get to see people that we haven't seen in a long time. We have a very big Smith and Mount Holyoke population that knits. That's part of our community, and we love it when they return for reunion and come to visit and say hi. So one of the very first things that happened was that I had two women in who had been friends for a very long time, over 40 years, and they were reuniting over one of the graduations. And they said that they were friends with knitting benefits, which I got such a kick out of it because one of them knits and one of them doesn't. And the one that knits was prepared to knit an item of choice for her long-term friend. And they ended up choosing the knit poncho that I had done a while ago out of mohair. And it's the perfect little spring or late summer item. Just want to show you like that.
Plain dress.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I keep reaching for the wrong thing. So let me step back a little bit so that you can see the whole thing. It's so light and gossamer, but as soon as you put it on, you can feel the mohair capture the air, and really it gives you just that much warmth. Is that back
It looks
down?
great, yeah.
Yeah. This is, I wrote this pattern for both knits, which this one is, and crochet. And we've had them here in the shop for quite a while because they keep selling yarn. People always come in and fall in love with them. This one is the crocheted one.
Which direction does it want to go?
Yeah.
Here's the
I
sleeve.
can't figure out.
The sleeve is right here. There it is. Yeah, that looks good.
The camera tells me I'm touching one side and I'm really, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that color.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so both of these items are super, super simple. All you are doing is either knitting or crocheting a long rectangle. And then you fold it in half and sew a partial seam. Here's the seam. From here to here, and here's the fold. So it's basically this piece, twice this length, folded in half and sewn up to the opening for your head and neck and shoulders. And you want that to be a little bit bigger than normal. You keep seeing me pull mohair out of my mouth. That is the one downside. But the opening should be larger than your head so that it falls around your neckline with enough room for something underneath it. It is a free pattern because I wrote it a while ago.
With the yarn purchase.
And yeah, with the yarn purchase. And it takes one skein of, we've got several that it will take one skein of. Originally I did it with the silk hair print. This is a silk and mohair blend. You can also use the silk hair haze print. This is a little less clear in colors, I guess you would say.
Because of the hazy.
Because of the haze on it.
More like an ombre.
These are mohair and silks blends. Let me see. Yeah, 70% mohair and 30% silk. That keeps it soft. That gives a little bit of a sheen to the material, and the silk adds the strength that the mohair needs. Mohair at this fingering weight gauge or strand it can be kind of weak, so they add the silk in it, not just for looks and for dye, but also to give it the strength that it needs. You can also get the same thing with a lot of the Emma's yarn that we have left in her hand-dyed mohair. So these may not be as colorful, but they certainly are going to give you a beautiful, beautiful look. So those friends, the non-knitting friend got to pick and pay. She got to pick her color and pay for the yarn, and her knitting friend was going to create the piece for it. And I just grabbed a few skeins of what we've got left. So one skein of that, the pattern is free, and it is really simple, on the couch, at the party, at the picnic, knitting. You're just knitting a row or purling a row. The crocheted one is just double crochets, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mainly you can go until you use the ball of yarn up, saving just enough to sew it together, and you are done. So those are in the store and ready for you. And I loved how seeing those two friends together. I also, I have a lot of stories from this weekend. Because there were so many people in town, some of them were strangers. And so when they came in, it's always fun to hear what their initial reaction is to the shop. And I had to write this one down because a woman opened the door and came in and just stepped 2 steps into the store and stopped. And I was at the table, and she looked at me and she said, "I can feel the serenity in this place." And I was so grateful for her to say that, because that is definitely one of the things that I hope you all feel when you come in, that you escape the crazy for a minute and get to spend a little bit of time kind of surrounding yourself with the color and the items, and really enjoying the whole ambiance, let's say, of what the store is, hopefully, for all of you.
Good vibes.
But there are also those customers that come in that are just a little bit frazzled. And I was supposed to tell you this story last week, but forgot. So I'm going to tell you this week. So we had one of our favorite people come in the store, and she had something to pick up that she had ordered online. So I knew to expect to see her, but when she came in, she just looked a little bit like, a little bit frazzled. And so I said, "Hey, we've got your package right here if you're in a rush." And she sort of said, "It's not so much that I'm in a rush. I just finished one of my jobs, and I had a little bit of time and thought I would dash in to pick up my order. But my husband and I have trackers on our phone." And she said, "My husband tracked me to the store," and she lifted her phone up and showed Kate and I that her husband had tracked her into this store, and his message said, "Oh, no, 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 no." So we got a big laugh out of that, and she said, "So what?" and spent a little bit of time with us. In any case, it was really, really funny. So my message to all of you is, turn those trackers off if you don't want to be followed into those special places that only you know you're going to visit. But we got a kick out of that one. Really funny. So it's baby time. There's baby showers followed by babies being born, and it's a great time, summertime, to pick an easy little baby project. Maybe you have a baby coming. Maybe you just want to be prepared, knowing that there might be a baby somewhere in your future. And this is another one of those really simple projects that I think you can do no matter where you are, whether it's a long car drive or at somebody's backyard cookout or even sitting on the beach. And we've had these in for a while, but I want to remind you about them. These are the little cuddle kits. They make a little lovey. So it's a simple enough little piece. Everything you need except the needles is included. You get the pattern for free. And basically you are knitting 2 rectangles and then sewing them together. So this is 1 rectangle. You start with 1 color. When you finish that, you knit with the 2nd color. Then you cast on and knit the 2nd rectangle, and then they are sewn together in the middle. So you can see the seam right there. The heads are already all done. They're all embroidered so that they're completely safe, no buttons or safety eyes or anything. It's all embroidered on there. And you don't have to worry about how to make the horn or get the ears on right or anything. That's all done. So when you buy the kit, it looks like this. You have your 4 colors, balls of yarn already wound, and the head is already there. It's just a simple matter of unattaching it, cutting that tie, and that will then separate the balls of yarn, and you're ready to go with the pattern directions. So we have the unicorn, we have the fox.
That's my favorite.
Which we've seen done. It's Kate's favorite. This is a very sophisticated looking fox. He's really, really cute. We have 2 types of dogs. We have the pastel dog in softer colors, but still with color. You know, it's not washed out pastels. And then we have the very bright dog. So he's very primary colors. Thank you, Kate. You know, he is, or she is ready to go as well. And then one more, we have a teddy bear. This is the one that's probably the lightest in colorways. And I have a feeling that we have a lighter, this lighter one is something a little darker. There might be another colorway.
Blues, I think.
Yeah. And this guy has little pink ears.
They're on the website homepage.
So these are on the website, like Kate just said, and you can pick your color. We can put it aside for you, or you can come on in and see all of the selection that we have. I think I pretty much grabbed one of everything. So these are a acrylic and cotton blend, so that they're completely, it's an acrylic and bamboo blend. So they're completely machine washable and dryable. And like I said, there's nothing, everything is embroidered and sewn on really, really well. So you don't have to worry about it coming off or getting chewed, because these little loveys are the things that are meant to be, you know, carted around all over the place. Go to bed, go in the car, go to Nana's and take your little cuddle blanket with you so that those little kids aren't dragging around a great big blanket. A lot of our customers have knit this already, and I just wanted to remind everybody, because we had a couple of them sell this week, and we will be having to reorder them pretty soon, I think. But they are a fun, simple project for your summertime knitting. We've got now all of the Emma Ball.
Ooh, Lucille has an interesting idea. She's going to try to knit with one color, then continue to the next color, then change to the next 2 colors at the top, so no seams.
You have to turn it, pick up stitches and knit. You can't knit one color, because you'll end up with a strip. So if you knit 2 colors and then wanted to pick up along the side and knit the other one out then knit it down, you'd have to knit a square like that. Yeah. Cool. So we have all of the Emma Ball bags out and on display. Kate came up with a brilliant idea for displaying them. Yeah, there they are, right there. Thank you, Kate.
It's so heavy.
I know, you don't have to move it far. That's enough. So take your pick. They are selling. They are so much fun and so happy. They just make you smile no matter where you are, what you're using them for. And they are more, especially the tote bags, are more than just a knitting bag. You can put your laptop in it, your notebooks in it, your groceries in it, and carry it wherever you need or are going. So we've got a lot of those still available, and we finally got them on the website and out on the floor on display, so that we're not plowing through the boxes that they came in. You're welcome, Lucille. And remember, they're hanging on that rack are the tote bags and the bigger project bags, and we still have a lot of the smaller project bags as well. for you to look at. We've got 2 new models that came in this week from Euro Yarns. Oops, this one, this poncho, which is done in the myrtle. And myrtle is, here's a picture of the pattern right here. Myrtle is the eucalyptus fiber. There's no cotton. There's no synthetic. It is 100%, it says on the label, they call it lyocell. It comes from the eucalyptus plant, and they chop it all up, mix it with a lot of water, and then extrude it into a fiber, which they then spin all of the colors together. So this is completely machine washable and dryable, and it's considered vegan because it is completely plant-based. So this poncho is another example of super simple. I don't want to think about it. I just want to knit and be able to pick it up and put it down no matter where I am. It is basically 2 pieces, a front and a back, in stocking net stitch, back and forth, on size, that's not it. There you go. On size 9 and 10 needles. And it takes 2 skeins, 2 skeins of each color. So 2, 4, 6 skeins of yarn. Of course, you don't have to do it in all 3 colors. 6 skeins of yarn, and is that $13 or $14?
I thought it was 12, 13, 15.
Yeah, I think it's so 6 times 13, whatever that is. I was just trying to see the card, but I can't see that far. So again, it's really simple stocking net stitch on a big needle, and you end up with that great looking poncho. Wait, you're right there. I want you to put that poncho on, please.
Okay.
Because it does look fantastic. Eileen was here for a surprise visit when it came in, and all of us tried it on, and it looked fantastic on everybody. And because it's the eucalyptus, yeah, look at that. Because it's eucalyptus, it's just adorable. There's only one size, and it will fit everybody. Because it's the lyocell, it's kind of like as cool as cotton.
It feels cool.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You mean, even on the size 10 needle, you could wear this with just a camisole on underneath it for those summer days, and still be really, really comfortable. It's so soft, but soft in a different way. It's a silky kind of soft. Really,
it's not
nice.
creamy. It's
Yeah.
like a silky.
Yeah. So that's new, and we've got color combinations all over the place. Let's see.
I love the drape.
So we put together this combination, and you can kind of do it in any order you want. You could do it, let's see, like that.
Yeah, that's
You could do it like that. You could do it like that. That's closest in feel to what the what the model is. Dark on top and then getting lighter as you go down to the bottom. Or you could do it like that. Some people like that darker color on the to be the bottom weight of it. So that's one option.
Oh, it's so cozy. It's like wearing a little blanket.
It is. And then look at this. This is another top, middle, and bottom color combination, with the lightest color being on the bottom. Boy, that's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. And then we pulled one other color combination. This one's the strongest one.
So beachy.
This screams take me to the ocean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So like I said, 2 skeins of each color, and we'll give you the pattern for free. It's super simple, super simple, and going to be very, very fast. And if you haven't entered the t-shirt or want to do the t-shirt contest, this would count.
Ooh.
I would count this as a t-shirt top, then you could be entered.
Seems like an easy one.
It is. The other new model is this one right here. This one is done with one of the new cottons that we got this summer called Cirrus. This model is a size 12 to 13-year-old. This model is sized for children. It's sized for little girls or boys. It starts at a size 2 to 3 and goes up to 12 to 13. And the 12 to 13 finishes to almost 38 inches around. So when you see this in the store, it's going to look like it is an adult size. But the pattern is not. And right now it's only a child size. But if you're small, you could make the largest size and still have it fit you. It's done on size 3 and 6 needles. This is one of the lighter weight cottons that we got in this year. And it comes in both those kind of multi colors and some solid colors, which I didn't bring over at all. But this is a Mako, 100% Mako cotton. And Mako cotton is an Egyptian cotton that has a very long staple. So it's soft but strong. That's what the word Mako cotton means. And this is applied fiber. So you can see how thick it is right there. Look at Kate with her hands full. So those, I mean, they're sherbet colors, perfect thing for a summertime top. You can, of course, use it for a shawl as well, and would make a very comfortable feeling, nice warm shawl. These are some of, but not all, the multicolors. So again, they're very ice creamy, sherbety, summer colors. And the skeins are big. It's only going to take, this is 328 yards. It only takes 2 or 3 to make that top. The largest size took 3 skeins, and I'm guessing that you probably only need a little bit of the 3rd skein to finish it off. It's easy enough. If you really want to make it in a larger size, I can help you figure out the numbers, because it's a simple, straight up and down piece without a lot of shaping, so you don't have to do a lot of thinking about it at all.
It's cool to see how the color changes. It's kind of dappled.
You expect it when you look at the skein, you expect it to be one of those stripey, but it's not really. There's a lot of intersection and a lot of little, like Kate just said, little points of the other colors that kind of go through.
Yeah.
See that section right there? It's not just big stripes of color. So it's a very interesting color dye. I've started, and I didn't get very far, but I decided I would make a Sophie shawl out of it for myself, because I like to have something around my neck when I wear a t-shirt sometimes, especially when I'm in here all day and the air conditioning is on. I don't really like air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning at home, but we need it in the store. So by the time 2 o'clock comes, I'm freezing. So I figured this little cotton Sophie scarf or shawl would really help with that. So I think it will knit up great.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get through the colors, but it will be there. It will show up nicely. Okay, so it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. Just checking my notes. And there won't be a live next Monday. We are going to spend the weekend at home. When I was in high school, a junior, I was the president of the speech team and had to give a speech at the Memorial Day service in the center of town. And I just remember as a kid growing up, what a big deal that Memorial Day parade was, just because it was all local. It was the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the high school band, whatever, fire truck was available or something like that. But it was always such a thrill. There are a lot of Memorial Day celebrations going on in almost every single community. And there'll probably be a flyby or flyover from the jets as well. Now, I think times have changed and those parades are not as big or as well attended as they used to be, but I hope that you all get a chance to take a moment and remember just what Memorial Day really is about, and send a little thought up to those members of the service that have given Memorial Day its whole reason for being. So happy, happy, happy Memorial Day. It is the official now start of summer. So there's always a lot of picnics and parties going on in a time for family and friends to gather and celebrate. And it's supposed to be a really hot and beautiful week. I have one last story that I'm going to tell you. get the tissues, because this is a hard one. Because we hear both absolutely wonderful stories and absolutely heartbreaking as well. And I had a customer come in that I was helping on Saturday, and she was asking me about the mohair that I just showed you. And when we went over to look at all of the skeins, she told me that her daughter was expecting twins. And before I could say congratulations, she said that one of them had passed away, had died. And of course, her daughter was going to have to carry them to term. But she wanted to knit a blanket, a simple little blanket to wrap that baby girl in, and thought the mohair would be so very light and airy and perfect to do that. So we talked a little bit more about just how to do that and how to make it happen, and she chose a skein of the mohair. I told her how many stitches to make a certain size, and as she was purchasing it and leaving, she also commented about how she was hoping that her doing this would help that baby girl know that she would be remembered. And my thought really was about how much love that woman was going to end up putting into this simple little piece of knitting, and hopefully how much comfort that would bring to the rest of the family. Just so that they would all know that at some point and forever, that little baby would be loved and thought of, even though they never really got a chance to actually meet her. So, told you it was a tough one.
Oh, that's a tough one. Really, really tough. But that's what knitting does. It gives you something that you can do.
A way to,
Acknowledgement.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's an acknowledgement, it's a way to show the love and care, and it's a way to wrap that baby and that family in comfort. So it was just another example to me of how meaningful this little craft of ours can be.
Yeah.
So on that note,
I'm sorry,
I
I'm
hope you
laughing,
have
but it's
a
like
wonderful
really
week.
sad.
Yes, a wonderful week. A great Memorial Day weekend. Like I said, we won't be doing a live, but take the time this week, please, to go knit something. I love you all.